Arsenal have just beaten Crystal Palace 5-0 in the London derby. Let's head straight back to the Emirates and hear from one of their goal scorers, Martinelli, who scored 2 in stoppage time.
Yeah, these guys are actually just having a bit of a laugh because you're saying you both scored 2 goals today, although I don't know if you know this yet, but one of your goals has actually gone down as an own goal off Dean Henderson.
Yeah, but I'm so happy to score 2 goals today and help my team. And of course, I'm so happy to Martinelli to score. He's come on the bench, he scored 2 goals. This is a mentality for the team. And yeah, I think 1 more minute he scored 3 goals.
It was a brilliant performance by the whole team, but for you to come off the bench and score a brace in such a short period of time, that must feel good.
Yeah, it was a brilliant performance from the team. I think we needed a game like that. As I always say, I'm here to help the team, even if it's to play 1, 2, 3 minutes. I'm ready, and today I have the opportunity to score 2, and yeah, I'm so happy with the team and the performance as well.
There was so much talk leading into this game because of the recent run of form and Arsenal not putting away chances about whether or not you guys would be able to score the goals in this match today. Psychologically, how much did you need an early goal in this game?
It was so important. We know our qualities, and it doesn't matter what people say outside. We know our quality and we believe in ourselves, and this is what we showed today, and we showed what we can do.
Most set-piece goals in the Premier League this season as well. That must please you as a defender, where you're most likely to get your goals from.
Yes, we work a lot on set pieces because we know the quality the players we have. And yet today I scored two goals on set piece, and yes, we keep going.
Coming into this match, because of that recent run of form that you'd been on with those 3 defeats in all competitions, Gabriel, did this feel like a must-win game? Was there extra importance to get this victory to stay in the title race?
As I said, we know our quality, but we knew that we needed a game like that when we have a clean sheet and he's scoring 5 goals. As I said, it was a very good game, important game for us, and yeah, so a big season ahead.
Do you have what it takes to go all the way and win the title?
Yeah, we will try our best and keep going like that because we know our potential.
Okay, congratulations, guys. Well done.
Thank you, guys.
Well, first of all, how great was Gabriel's laugh there, righty? He has a good laugh, doesn't he? And we ended up hearing from both Gabriels. They've both got on the score sheet today. What does a win like that do for team morale, righty?
It does a lot. You can hear Gabriel Martinelli talking about they needed a game like that. They recognise that coming off of the break, coming off of three losses, how important it is to get momentum back, get confidence back in the team. And when it was comfortable, and it was made comfortable because Palace were pretty poor, but they put them to the sword in respects of the way they played. Good pressing, good closing down, and, you know, in the end, very clinical finishing by him. So that would be brilliant for him in respects of his confidence and that. And all you want now is to continue with the same momentum with the next game, so as you can keep building the confidence.
That was always going to happen, because at some point it was never going to last forever. They created these opportunities in previous games. We saw it against Liverpool in the Cup, West Ham, Fulham, and they weren't taking their chances. So the more they kept creating chances with the players that Arsenal have got, this result was always coming. And today they were clinical, and certainly more second half than first half. But that's what it's about. And Martinelli came off the bench. I mean, it was a masterstroke from Arteta, potentially making him come off the bench. But the 2 goals he scored when he came on shows me that's a man full of confidence still. I know he maybe missed chances before that, but he was never going to miss those 2 opportunities.
And when you get someone like Martinelli with that much space, and that's what you saw it in the first half, Benny, when you mentioned the line was so high, I was very surprised he didn't start. So I'm quite pleased that he came on and made the impact he did.
OK. Oh, actually, now you've mentioned it, let's actually see the Martinelli goals, both in stoppage time. And as you said, an inspired substitution from the manager.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Eddie Nketiah, another inspired substitution, but great timing of the pass, great run. And once he gets into this position, I'm always so confident he always scores, because he's so calm in that position, coming onto it, that side foot into the far corner. But it's the timing of the run and the pace. Like, he just slows him down a bit and then goes, accelerates in behind. They're so square, Palace. Yeah. But once he gets in there, he's got his head down. It's a really good finish right here.
It's a very good finish because the goalkeeper knows he's opening his body to do that. So it's very, very accurate. You know, it's brilliant. Superb.
Yeah, and you can just tell, I mean, that sort of a goal at that time just lifted the fans even more. Yeah. And then came the second goal, right?
Well, again, you know, Palace by now all over the place. Midfielders nowhere near it. You look at them now, look at how much space he's got in there. Look, you see him there, so much time. Jorginho, defender. Where's he going? He's going forward when they haven't even got possession of the ball. And then can he finish? Yeah, he can. So, again, you've got to take advantage of when teams are playing as poorly as someone like Palace are. And what Arsenal can show you is, like Darren rightly said, is that, you can really punish these teams, because they're playing so poorly. And Arsenal, because they were missing chances, it's an opportunity for them to show they can take them, and they did.
And what we've seen from Arsenal, I think, in recent weeks, and we've watched a lot of Arsenal in this Matchday Live studio, is that when they have lost games, they've actually started off really well. We even saw it in the FA Cup game against Liverpool. They started really well, but they haven't been able to convert their chances. So it's one thing Palace not playing well, but it's another thing Arsenal actually making the most of the chances that they've had.
And that's the thing. The last few performances from Arsenal, you probably would have seen similar scorelines, but the fact is they didn't take their chances. The longer the game went on, the more and more pressure built. The opposition scored, and Arsenal have always clawing to get themselves back into the game. But they score after 11 minutes today. Everyone just goes, whoosh, takes a breath, and then the football starts to come out naturally. I know Crystal Palace were poor, but certainly second half, when Palace were tired, that's when Arsenal showed their real quality. And as I said, Martinelli coming off the bench, 2 really good goals.
And how important was that goal so early on in the 11th minute, as Benty said?
Well, it's vitally important simply because, it's like they said about the set pieces, very good at set piece coach, does a lot of work, and what you want to take advantage of these situations. You've got a great ball in, you've got somebody who's really willing to attack it, and you get that goal and it settles you down, because I'm sure they would have been thinking Palace are going to come and they're going to frustrate us, they're going to play 5 at the back, 2 in front, but we thought it was going to be 5 at the back, it was going to be very stoic. You would have had the 2 in front, it was going to not move and make it very hard for Arsenal who've struggled, but they didn't. The 2 very, very good balls in, and to be honest, it was a mismatch with Richards, I think it was, and, he just couldn't stop him. His movement is too strong, the ball's very accurate, goalkeeper's all over the place. You get 2 goals like this as well when you've been struggling to score. It really does help you as well with confidence, because then that kind of gives you the confidence to go and play and try to break a Palace side open who are not closing you down tight enough. And then you've got someone who could come on like Gabriel Martinelli, who's got the pace to go beyond such a high line. You're really asking for trouble if you're Palace.
And there you go, both set-piece goals. That means Arsenal are top of the table when it comes to goals from set pieces this season, Darren.
Yeah, I mean, they've obviously clearly worked on it as well. But again, I think to be successful when it comes to set plays and corners, you've got to have people and players who are prepared to go and put their head on it. It's all well and good you having the best delivery, but players have got to really want to get their head on it. And when you look at Gabriel, every single time there's a set play, he either gets the first contact where he maybe doesn't score, but he flicks it on, but he's always there or thereabouts. And listen, again, 2 good goals. I know the second one wasn't credited to him, but still, he was involved in both and really, really good from set plays.
He was instrumental, wasn't he, today? What about the third goal from Leandro Trossard? Because that one came on the counter-attack, didn't it, Righty?
Magnificent. Again, you have to say with the distribution for the goalkeeper was fantastic, but Palace are they're just bare, with the goal. But this is what we saw just before, is something that Mikel obviously wanted him to do. This was so unlucky in respect of the way, he got there, and it's brilliantly worked and that, but he couldn't sort his feet out. We showed that in the start. But with this one, you'd say, this is the one I'm talking about with Palace. Look, they've got one man there. So if you've got runners now and you've got a goalkeeper that's on the ball, bam, you're in trouble. Palace were, this is what's going to happen to you. It's a fantastic pass, great composure from Trossard and super finish. You can see how happy the manager is with the goalkeeper, because, like I said before, he tried it with the clearance, but this one was perfect. But Palace all over the place here, and this is what should happen to them. You should be punished like this, because that's poor, because that is what Arsenal want to do. But that pass here is absolutely perfect from Jesus, and then the finish with composure is fantastic.
Really
Perfect.
composed.
Yeah.
As Wright said there, the first one was the warning, but that one there from David Raya, the throw to Gabriel Jesus was fantastic. But even in Arteta's celebration, a lot had been spoke about, well, it has been since David Raya got there, about the goalkeeper situation. Yeah. Has he caused this problem? It almost looked like to me that celebration was like validation, like, see, that's why I put him in, obviously making a point to go that end and go, like, congratulations, you, that was because of you. So, listen, great play from David Raya again. His distribution today I thought was outstanding.
Yeah, and a big moment for him to keep the clean sheet as well.
Yeah, well, of course, you want to keep clean sheets. It does matter at the end of the season, especially as tight as you can see this Premier League's going at the moment. So, yeah, there's a lot of talk about David Raya and what's going on, but at the same time, he's doing well. He's doing okay. He's doing very well.
OK, well, let's head back to the ground and get some Palace perspective now and hear from Mark Gehi, the defender.
Mark, that must be a difficult result for you guys to take. How are you all feeling?
Terrible. Yeah, not many words to be said at the moment. No one's really feeling good at the moment, that's for sure.
When you come to a place like this, it's always going to be difficult, but I suppose when you concede that early on in the game, it's just given you an uphill climb.
Yeah, we had a game plan. Thought we could, hold them out a bit longer than that. But I think it's more just the spiral effect. One goal goes in, and another one, and another one. And, it definitely gets hard when you're playing a top team like Arsenal.
You seem really deflated. I wonder whether you saw the banner that the fans held up in the stadium. I'm just going to repeat the words that were read on it. Wasted potential on and off the pitch, weak decisions taking us backwards. Can you understand their frustration right now?
Yeah, they've got every right to be frustrated. Things aren't going the way they want it to. Things aren't going the way we want it to. And they have every right to voice their opinion.
Why is that? Why isn't everything going the way it should be or could be going right now?
I'm not sure, I know from our perspective we could be doing a lot better on the pitch today, for an example. We just need to find a way of getting ourselves out of rut and winning games.
Is there enough in this group and with this manager that you can see an improvement for the rest of this season?
Yeah, 100%. We've got a lot of quality, but we just need to come together as a collective, as a group, and, be determined to make things better. And that all starts on the training pitch.
And it's a big month ahead, isn't it? Big games coming up, starting off with Sheffield United next, Brighton in another big game straight after that. Do you see this now as a defining part of the campaign?
Every game is. Every game before that was. So, like I said, on to the next one. Important that we bounce back from this. I think that's the only thing that we can do.
We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Nice one. Thank you.
Well, clearly a very disappointed and deflated Mark Guehi there. You can see the last 10 Premier League results, only one win in their last 10. And you'd expect more from this Palace side, given the amount of talent that they have in the mix. What does it come down to, Darren?
I mean, it's difficult because Roy Hodgson knows exactly what he's doing. He's been around for a long, long time. He's been at this football club for a long, long time. I think desire is one thing, tactics as well. Mark Guehi in there, he spoke about they turned with a game plan, which was to kind of frustrate Arsenal sitting. I didn't see that from Crystal Palace at all today. They were way too easy. If that's what they planned on doing before they got to the Emirates, I didn't see that. There was no togetherness, there was gaps everywhere. Arsenal could play through them. And as I said, first half, I don't think Arsenal were that good. They were better, but they weren't like the free-flowing Arsenal we saw certainly second half. So, listen, they've got to get back on that training pitch and find a way of getting results, because at the minute, they're in free-for-all.
Yeah, and you mentioned, Righty, as we were talking about the match and even at half-time, it's just too negative from them. But that comes from the manager, does it not? Well,
you can't really blame Roy Hodgson too much in this situation, because the reason why they're probably in this league is because Roy Hodgson on a couple of occasions has come back and saved them. You just feel like, with the injuries, with the players that's missing, it just feels like it feels a little bit tired. It feels a little bit stale, and you can... Like what Benty said there, we're talking about a team that's come in with a plan, but I didn't see it. There wasn't enough energy in a team like Palace to try and stop them. They weren't going at it with real intensity to stop Arsenal, to take Arsenal's confidence away. Nothing. Arsenal just continued to build confidence because they had space and time and in all aspects of that game. So they don't seem to have the energy at the moment to get it on the training pitch to work towards the plan.
OK, we talk about the plan, we talk about the manager. Let's hear from him now. Here he is, Roy Hodgson.
Roy, that must be a really tough result for you to take as a manager. What did you make of it?
Yeah, it's very tough. Obviously, the first two goals, the corner kicks, I think we can be a bit aggrieved about that because, there was potential fouls in both of those. The third one, of course, came from our corner kick and their counter-attack. But until the last 10, 15 minutes, when I actually made some substitutions to try and get us a goal back, 3-0, we were staying in the game, we were still trying, we weren't conceding goal chance after goal chance, but of course those last two goals in the last few minutes, they aggravate the score enormously and they make everything look even worse than it was. We deserve to lose the game because they're playing against a much better team. Arsenal were very good today. But we stuck at it as best we could. But of course those last two goals sort of lend the suggestion that we didn't stick at it. And that's unfortunate, I think.
Yeah, is it extra frustrating for you because the game just seemed to unravel?
Yeah, but I mean, games tend to do that when you're 3-0 down, especially if you make substitution and the players we put on were very young players or players without experience. Obviously, I should have been more careful, I think, to try and at least protect the 3-0 and not take those chances, because for the young ones going on, it was very, very difficult. And it led to 2 further goals.
Roy, I saw you at the final whistle, just looking on at the away supporters here at the Emirates that were holding up the banner that said wasted potential on and off the pitch, weak decisions, taking us backwards. Can you understand why the Crystal Palace fans are so frustrated right now?
Yes, because we're going through a very bad spell. There's no doubt about that. And, we were hoping this year to really kick on. That's not happened. I think there are reasons for it. It's not quite as simplistic as all that, but fans are always entitled to their opinions. The fans at the club have supported Crystal Palace extremely well through the years. They care. They want to see a strong Crystal Palace team. At the moment, they've seen a team today which has been outplayed by a superior opponent, and I think they're entitled to make their opinions felt. But I'm afraid there are times when we look at it from our position, the team and myself, what more could we do, with the people that we're trying to put on the field to get us the results? And so it's not always that easy. But as far as I'm concerned, the fans quite entitled to any opinions they have, and I'm pretty certain they'll let the club know.
Well, it's just the third time that Roy Hodgson has lost by 5 goals or more in his managerial career of over 500 games. OK, well, you can see, we've heard from both Gabriels, we've heard from Trossard as well. You can just see how much this victory has lifted those players.
Of course, because they would have heard all the noise about Arsenal struggling in front of goal, losing 3 on the bounce, and it would have been hurting them, because as he said there, Arsenal are a massive football club. They've got aspirations of winning the titles, and they know they've let opportunities slip leading up to this game. But today, I thought it was a fantastic performance in the end, and he played his part in that as well.
And Righty, going back to what you said at the start, you said no need to panic. No need to panic, and you're right.
Absolutely, because like we showed, they're making chances. And again, you have to stress how poor Palace were, and they took full advantage. But you just beat what's in front of you, and you just want to get confidence and momentum from it. They've got a couple of good games coming up now, and they just want to make sure that they double down on this result and go again and again to make people see that they're very much in this.
How do they maintain this sort of level and this sort of standard and this level of confidence? Because not only do they have Forest next, which, there's never an easy game in the Premier League, but then they do play Liverpool at home, and that will be a big one.
They had a different attitude the way they played today. And again, you can't excuse the fact that Palace weren't tight on them. But they played with a lot more pace about their game. They looked a lot more ruthless about it. The set pieces were very much on the button. And in the end, obviously, if Palace are not going to get tight enough, you've got players who will turn you and will pass the ball. If you're going to have a line that high, you will get punished. All that will do for the Arsenal players is make them even more confident about the chances that they're going to get now. So don't feel the pressure on, we need to score because we haven't scored. They'll just get on with it. They looked a lot calmer when that's what that result done for them.
Yeah, and we've seen the top of the table as well for Arsenal. They're only, 2 points off of Liverpool. So they've put the pressure on Liverpool ahead of their game tomorrow. Exactly.
And as you said, they put the pressure on. There's no need to panic. They've been creating the opportunities. They've taken them. Moving forward now, that will give them all massive confidence.
It will indeed. Well, I have a very happy camp in the studio. Thank you for your company, Darren and Righty. Thank you for yours as well. We'll see you later for Brentford against Forest. But for now, congratulations to Arsenal, who got back to winning ways. See you later.